should we try to finish up ProgPower? Like, I don't know, Kyle, that's kind of your, like I said, the last, after ProgPower 10, I blacked out for like 5 years.
I don't even know which ones I went to.
Yeah, well, I mean, we can just look at sets of interest, right? I mean, we still have to talk about Seventh Wonder, right? So
that is true.
I can definitely.
That is correct. Actually, yeah, we had a good. Wonder. We were talking last night about that year.
Yeah, with Ben.
Yeah,
with Cool Ben.
All right, let me bring up the lineups.
You know, ProgPower 11. So many of the bands I just don't give a shit about. I think that year was kind of weak for me.
That was, I think, the first year where I was like, this might be over soon, or like, or I might not be coming to this soon.
Well, I think maybe ticket sales might have had that.
Holy crap! Look at this. Okay, let me read this. This fucking pile of winners. Illusion Suite.
Who? Yeah,
Storm Warrior.
I've never heard of it. Wait, so I gotta say something real quick.
Yes.
Right. Typically, it's like I've never heard of some of these bands before they play. You know, they get announced and then you sort of go figure out who they are. This was like years ago, and I still have no idea who these bands are. I'm assuming they disappeared.
Yeah, exactly. Like I still don't I don't remember them. They didn't come back. Okay, Illusion Suite, Storm Warrior, Leaves Eyes. I know.
I know. I only know them because someone left a Leaves Eyes shirt, and I think I still have it. I think it's in the pile of metal shirts to get rid of. But I don't think I've ever heard the band.
Damn. Yeah. Well, all I know is like the female is one of the earliest that I'm aware of female metal singers, but also one of the worst. And like from what I heard, it was because like her husband like started the band for her or something. Like this could be completely wrong, but from what I vaguely remember from rumors was the like, oh, that's why they suck. Like,
well, so here's the thing that I wondered about the band when I heard the name, but then was not interested enough to ever go find out.
Yes.
So are they saying, is it like the trees have eyes, like the eyes of the leaves? Or are they saying it's some mythical beast that will murder you, but then leave your eyes behind, as in it leaves eyes?
No, that apostrophe, it's definitely possessive.
There's an apostrophe?
Yeah.
So it is the eyes of the leaves.
The eyes of the leaves.
So then is this like a botany term? Because I know other plants have things that are called like a tree can have an eye, right?
yeah.
Can a leaf have an eye? Is English their first language?
No, I was just going to say that probably the origin of this is country of origin Germany/Norway, which probably explains.
Yeah, that explains it. So then, of course, Seventh Wonder, who we will get into.
Greatest terrible band.
Though we're going to get into them more the next time they play, because the first time they played, I was just like, who?
Oh, I wasn't there.
And yeah, you weren't there at 10. And then...
But apparently that show was so amazing that they came back.
Right?
Yep.
So good. It sounds so like prog metal.
Hey, Matt. Leave them wanting more.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so then Tyr, which is one of those...
Tyr.
Tyr.
And not as cool as the Black Sabbath album.
Yeah. Nocturnal Rites, Swedish power metal, Camelot, Blackguard.
But what era Camelot was this?
2000. Well, this was 2010. So this is like late Con, I think. Well, it was definitely still Con because the other dude was in Seventh Wonder and they didn't play like he hasn't done double duty at ProgPower as far as I know.
Didn't he guest on one of the songs maybe at Camelot set that year? This is Tony.
Oh wait, this is the year of the cock blockening. Wait, no, it's not. No, yes, it is because he was. That's the year that Jake E and Elise were backup singers for Camelot. This is the precursor to Amaranth.
Yeah, I think so.
Do you think that they heard such an amazing performance at ProgPower that they had to have?
No, I think what happened is I cock blocked him and he's like, damn it, being a backing vocalist isn't cool enough with my awesome white guy dreads. I better start like the metal equivalent of a boy band. Yeah. Yeah. So, let's see. Camelot, Blackguard, Oceans of Sadness, DGM.
Is that actually their name?
It is. They're
Yes.
still around, actually. I'm thinking of a different Oceans of something band. Oceans of Sadness I haven't heard of since. And they were boring as fuck too. They were like, it was like Oceans of Me Falling Asleep. Although that's the other similar band, Oceans of Slumber, who is a newer band who is actually around and is, I think, actually less sleepy than Oceans of Sadness. But anyway, not to be confused. But so DGM, which is like Italian, like jerk off to Dream Theater, proggy metal, Delane, Tarot, and Hammerfall.
Wait, Tarot? What?
Yeah, Tarot. That's that
Like
dude,
terror missing a trailing R.
like tarot cards.
Oh, okay.
Tarot.
I was thinking it was just like they needed a word that sounded really metal when they were all already taken. So they decided to just lop a letter off of one, like tarot. Okay. But yeah, like tarot cards.
Yeah,
all right,
tarot.
got it. That's still not cool.
2010 was also the first appearance of Leprous.
That was 2011. Oh wait, no, you're right. It's 2010. Why do they have the kickoff in midweek like listed after the main?
The whole Wikipedia page is set up the same way.
All right, blame Wikipedia.
Yes.
So
You mean blame the person who went to ProgPower who edited the Wikipedia page?
Wait, what the fuck? Oh, and Seventh Wonder played twice that year. They played Midweek Mayhem and the festival?
No, Seven Kingdoms.
Oh, you're right. Sorry,
not
you're right.
Seventh
Seven
Wonder,
Kingdoms. You're right.
Although,
God damn
I
it.
wouldn't be surprised if someone did that, like if they played an acoustic set or something.
Well, right. That's what I
on
thought
Wednesday,
maybe. And I know that they. Well, and I know
No,
that
but they were too young at that point.
Right, and you're right. That's what I'm confusing it with. Is that when they came back, the Mercy Fall years, they also did like an acoustic Saturday morning thing.
Yep.
Sorry, you're right. Seventh Kingdoms, which is this is relevant. Seven Kingdoms is the power metal band based on Game of Thrones, as their name implies.
I was about to say these all sound like they would be video or tabletop games or
Except
something.
that Seven Kingdoms has already deviated from their Game of Thrones theme, and their new EP is based on H.P. Lovecraft. But as we heard from their debut of the lyric video for one of the songs at ProgPower, it sounds exactly like their music about Game of Thrones.
Just with different lyrics.
Which I'm sure H.P. Lovecraft would really love, is that the exact same style of writing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's like that thing though. It's like the Mekong Delta, right? When they put out Music Vergazon, like I didn't really feel like it was Lovecraftian at all. I mean, it's just a metal. Yeah. I mean, it was just thrash metal.
Well, I already have that issue with like most things that are Lovecraft related. Is I'm like, what does this have to do with Lovecraft? This music doesn't apply at all. Like, I assume that because so many death metal bands have used it, that like at some point somebody did something appropriate.
Well, I
haven't like tried to. Well, yeah, no, I've heard yours too, and absolutely.
Mine was a thematic piece that follows the story arc and like is the thing.
Yeah,
and also doesn't have lyrics.
Yeah, well, but like again, but musically, like you listen to it and you're like, okay, there's some connection. Whereas fucking happy power metal is maybe not the best
for spooky terror.
Yeah, exactly.
This happy power metal, this major key music is so terrifying.
Yeah,
I really feel like a demon's about to eat me.
So I don't really have much to say about many of these bands, right? I mean, I remember enjoying Tears set.
I don't know who most of them are.
All I have to
that's part of the problem.
No, all I remember
just that lineup was not very interesting.
Oh, Van Gogh played Midweek Mayhem too. I don't know if I actually went to that.
I saw them, but
are they one of those bands that they wish DC Cooper was in the band?
No, they wish they were Pain of Salvation.
Oh,
they're the one who I accused them of being Pain of Salvation. I accused them of being a Pain of Salvation clone. And then the dude in ISD, who at the time I thought was trying to be a Pain of Salvation clone, chimed in on Facebook to say, "No, those guys aren't Pain of Salvation clones." And then I was kind of like, well, technically that's like kind of a compliment,
right?
Because like it's
there
not
are
easy.
Way worse things to be.
It turns out I was wrong, but like also sorry for thinking you're a better band than you ended up being. Right. It turns out like, well, I could still there's the reason I said it is because there's clear signs in both their music that they're really into Pain of Salvation. But also, they're not as good. So
Right. I mean, I'll listen to Wastefall.
oh yeah, well that's the thing. Wastefall is the only band that is like legitimately pulled off being a Pain of Salvation clone, and so you're less good than Wastefall. You know, like
Like, that's the bar. It's like, if you're going to copy this band, you need to at least be as good as the other copy.
yes. Okay, so oh yeah, that was the first year Leprous was there, which was significant because for a band I had not heard of, knew nothing about, and you know didn't know any of their material or anything. It's very few cases where I've seen a band like that and just been like, this is the new hot shit. Like
Right.
this is where it's at.
Well, that's what happened to me when I saw Gojira.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But this was before Bilateral came out, right?
I think it had just come out. Like I think they were promoting it.
Oh, okay.
So it was like a combination of stuff from Bilateral and Tall Poppy Syndrome.
Yeah, see,
Basically-
I don't like Tall Poppy Syndrome.
Yeah, I'm not really into it either. But they
Basically,
were like
nobody knew their material at the set.
right,
But
right. So I can't
they
remember
still-
which songs weren't as good because I just remember that they like performed the shit out of them,
Yeah.
and like you get, at least I'm sure got some Bilateral songs in there, and I mean they might have done Forced Entry or something. I don't know if that was.
Yeah, I honestly don't remember. I didn't know any of their material.
I
at the
didn't know
time.
any of it, but I
that
was
there-
like, I
there
gotta
were
go check this shit out.
There were people on PMX who knew who they were before that show, and they were like, "Leprous is the shit," right? And like,
Yeah.
you know, of course, I was like, "Whatever." There are like 20 bands going. I'm not going to listen to all of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, their set was very good from what I recall. I just don't remember anything specific about it.
Yeah, I just remember like they were awesome, even though they were. Well, I actually liked that they had like they were still doing the red and black with their like vests and stuff.
Oh, now
With their-
now that they've gone all black.
Right. They've now gone all black, and there was like a weird transition of like black and gray or something before that, I think too. But like,
They moved away from Vampire.
right.
to,
Well, the red and black it also has this weird kind of like
straight guy.
craftwork thing. There's like black shirt with red tie. It's
Yeah.
kind of a whole thing. Yeah. So, but at the time,
Was
and
he
some of
still
them had like
wearing-
red jeans and stuff.
They were.
So,
Were they still wearing? Was Einar still wearing one piece of a 3-piece suit?
Yes. Yes. No, that's
That's his
I think
trademark
been
look.
consistent. Yeah.
For those of you who've never seen Leprous, that
Yes.
one piece is the vest.
Yes.
He's wearing he wears black jeans and a dress shirt, and then this suit vest.
Yes. Yeah, which we will come back to talk more about the recent Leprous show in New York.
Yeah, the only other thing I remember about this year was when the lineup was announced and they announced both Nocturnal Rites and Hammerfall. I was like, that's really interesting because I've always associated those two bands in my mind stylistically with Nocturnal Rites being by far the better in every category.
That is correct.
Better vocalist,
Yeah.
better
The
songwriting.
Nocturnal Rites are listenable.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Hammerfall is pretty much terrible.
It's like comedy, unintentional comedy power metal.
Yeah. It's like we're gonna sing about how metal we are and how much we love metal,
But we're not Manowar.
but not like. But we're gonna try to we're gonna try to do it without scaring anybody, like without startling anybody with any like abrupt rocking.
Are you adequately prepared to rock? Okay, then we will start now that you are prepared.
All right.
So 2011.
Yep. ProgPower 12.
Okay. So
Another long list of a bunch of bands that are not really that interesting, but there are some good ones in here.
yeah. Well, notably Labyrinth came back, which is great because
I
that
was there for this year, right?
Yeah, this
Okay.
was. This might have been. Was this the year of? Yeah, Isan was there and Sanctuary. Yeah, you were there. This
Okay,
was the.
yep.
Was this the year that I got the suite, or was this the year of? This could have been Portable Radio because that was like a late lineup, right? That was more recent.
No, Portable Radio was we were listening to the Master of Disguise. So it was
Right.
definitely after 2011.
And I don't remember who played. Yeah, right. Yeah, it was like 2 years ago. Okay, so you're right. So this is the year that I got like a suite. You and Eric crashed. We were just talking about this earlier. But then, like, with you when you would pull out the couch, like you can't get through the room anymore.
I'm pretty sure this was the year of the Stones too.
Oh yeah. 30
Oh yeah,
Stones to
30
the No Bone
Stones,
Zone.
No Bone Zone.
Shit, I forgot.
That is correct.
Yes,
That was that year.
Yeah. So and the kickoff was Evergrey and Vandenplas and Power Glove.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh yeah. Okay. So was this the Evergrey? Was that the acoustic set?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, no,
All right.
the acoustic set was
Okay.
the day before, I think.
Right, but I totally remember this now. I now know which year this was and what happened. Okay, we can talk about this now.
Awesome. Yeah. Yeah. I remember they played a bunch of, I don't know. Evergrey acoustic set was not all it was cracked up.
Hey man, it was way better than like any terrible band playing normally.
True. I guess
it was probably better than the Marriage Proposal set.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I mean, not only because that shit is just fucking obnoxious, but also like they had the gain turned all the way up, and I mean it was that the mix in that Marriage Proposal set was unlistenable.
Well, was that our recreating our DVD that you could watch at home set? I think that was what it was, right? That was they're like, we're gonna recreate the experience.
I think that was the we want to burn out the PA system set.
Yeah.
Was it the recreation set?
So that was also the year of Labyrinth came back, or Return to Heaven Denied 2, or as it should have been called, Return to Heaven Denied. Which unfortunately was like not a great album, but it's cool because they played a bunch of stuff off the first Return to Heaven Denied, so that was what really mattered.
Yeah, and I remember. So Therion came back that year too, and I recall being a little bit disappointed in their set.
Yeah, it was not good.
Well, just compared to their previous set, which I thought was a lot better, and the lineup had lost some talent.
So
I mean, they had was Snowy Shaw at that show, the one this year?
I don't know. The thing is, I didn't see the first Therion set, and the Therion that I like is their ABBA cover. Like, that is so much better than any of their own original material. That cover of Summer Night City is so amazing, and I don't know that they'll ever play it. So
yeah. Oh, was that the first year Haken played?
It was. That was the year that I sponsored Haken with Rod, Sarah, and Jeremy.
Did I skip that set? Because I don't remember it.
Probably.
It was the first one of the day, I think.
Oh, yeah. I don't think I saw much of that year.
Then I definitely skipped it.
Isan was really good.
Yeah, Isan. So that was when Leprous was his backing band.
Yeah.
I was right up front for that.
Oh, right. And it was the year after Leprous debuted. And then they came back as his backing band. And then Sanctuary was pretty good.
I thought that set was bad though. Like they played some song that like wasn't a Sanctuary song, and it was just terrible. It was like the most generic. It sounded like one of those songs that you're jamming with some dudes for the first time, so you play like the most straight ahead rock riff.
Yeah.
So that it's like so that you can't lose the beat. And they were like, "Yeah, that's good enough. Let's just use that."
Yeah.
So like the set list kind of was garbage, but yeah, they did play some cool stuff.
Yeah, well, because they also insisted on playing new stuff, right?
Right, that was the thing. But it was like they hadn't hashed it out yet.
Right. So they probably so you mean they played some song that like didn't make it on the album?
Right. Yeah. Or got drastically reworked.
Right.
One of the two. I was like, what is this?
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, the old stuff was good, but yeah, I know what you mean.
So is this also the first year that Voyager played?
I feel like
maybe because I feel like I've seen them a bunch.
Maybe
they played one of the Wednesday or Thursday shows in earlier years.
But they played the main.
Yeah,
the main show.
Yeah, but they were. It wasn't the year that they. I don't know if they technically headlined or were the second headline.
I did not see them headline. So, so then that wasn't it.
But it was an earlier set.
Yeah, well, and they this was the year the lead singer, he was wearing the woman's jacket from Ann Taylor, which I know that because my mom has that jacket.
Yeah, it was like I want to say like red and black, like houndstooth or something. Maybe
it's not houndstooth, but it's like I don't know what you call the pattern.
Yeah,
but houndstooth is usually like the knit pattern. This is like this is like the fabric pattern, and it's much larger. But it's just I have no idea how to describe this. Maybe I can find the jacket on the Ann Taylor website,
or find a picture from that set.
Oh right. Oh yeah, even better. Then just post it on the site.
But it was weird. He was wearing this like jacket for a lot of the said, and it was kind
It's
of
like a jacket to a woman's pantsuit.
it had because it had like weird shoulders. And,
Yeah.
yeah.
My mom has the jacket.
You're like, what's this dude's deal? Anyway,
Yeah, the only other thing I have to say about this year is that Hagen set sponsoring them was how I met Keen. So shout out to Keen Hosier.
Cool.
So I don't think, is there anything left to say about ProgPower 12?
Move on to 12.
Yeah, move to
So
2012.
12. Oh man. Okay.
I don't think I was there this year.
Okay. So I'm gonna. I'll just read through the bands real quick. So Sinbreed. Who? King Crow. I saw them.
Sinbreed?
Sinbreed.
Okay, I do vaguely recall, like,
Well, you
on
probably
the announcement.
right. You
video,
saw the announcement at least.
And I
for
was
this
like,
year.
who is this?
Right. Who? King Crow. Who like? Oh, man.
I do remember
talk about
seeing them.
overrated.
Yeah, I do
freaking-
remember seeing them on the announcement video.
Yeah, and I saw them in New York too because I think they opened for Pain of Salvation, and so. But man, I did not. I get what everyone was so freaking excited about. I haven't listened to their album, and people were like, I guess some people were like, yeah, that it was a lot better on the album. But when I saw them, like, their vocalist is terrible, and like I think there must be a lot of layering and like backup stuff on the album that wasn't there. So there's just this dude who can't really sing, and I was like, what are you doing?
Wait, you mean they had not yet innovated fronting tracks?
No. 2012, man, like shit.
That's
shit
a
moves fast,
2016.
but yeah, no,
That's a
it's
2016
It's crazy
innovation.
how backing tracks have advanced. Like whenever like bands used to have them at ProgPower, it was rare, and it was kind of like half the time you heard about it because they lost them, right? Like like Amaranth, who is the next band on this list. They played that year and they like forgot their hard drive. And because they need a whole hard drive for backing tracks, so then they had like a track on like an iPod, and it was like, why didn't you just do that in the first place? It's a track. Like you
Right.
don't need the whole Pro Tools session. Unlike some bands we saw last night. But I guess if you want to be able to, take various vocalists who aren't in your band in and out of the mix, then you might need to. Anyway, so yeah, no, but just saying, tracks have come a long way.
Yo, actually, I've got a technical question about that since I know nothing about how this stuff is done.
Sure.
When you have a backing track, do you have to make sure you play in time with the backing track?
Right,
Is
so
that the
it
idea?
will have a click that you can't hear.
You also have a click track.
So you send the click track out to the in-ear monitor mix. Oh, so you notice almost everybody who plays with tracks uses in-ear monitors, because if you were using stage monitors, those could still bleed. But so at the bare minimum, you need to send the click to the drummer. If the band is decent enough to follow the drummer, then the drummer needs the click. But I would be willing to bet that most of these bands are just sending the click to everybody, and it's on their in-ears. Especially because if a lot of these guys, they have these stupid like atmospheric intros or orchestral intros or whatever. So you have to come in time before the drummer started playing. So it's almost certainly there's a click going to everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. The sort of budget way is you'll have just a stereo track with one being like the backing track and then the other one being the click. And so that way one ear, gets click, and you only send one channel to the
PA
board.
system, okay.
Cause like most people, unless you're like headlining and you have your whole thing set up, like most people aren't like mixing your shit a whole lot anyway. So like, there's no point in having like fancy stereo stuff.
Right.
Cause you don't know what
because
they're
in a
gonna do with
small
it.
room, you can't hear it. And in a big room, it just, the image gets lost anyway.
Well, and a lot of the time when people try to be fancy, like I actually noticed a little bit, this could have also just been the fact that, I keep talking about last night's show. I'm trying to keep that separate, but maybe we won't. Maybe we'll just combine it.
I think we should just talk about it.
We'll talk about it. Yeah. So the first three bands, none of them had stage volume because they all were running Kemper XI-XVI direct. And so you could hear, you're just coming from the sides.
Yeah.
And for one of them,
you could not hear them up close,
Right.
because you had to be in the field of the mains.
this is why I keep talking about like I got to get a cab thing for my rig, because this is all the like gent bands have already figured this out because they've already been playing this shit for a few years, and so they're like they all went from like no cabs to bring a cab back
Yeah.
because they missed. the kids up front, don't get punched in the face with it as much, and B, on stage, if you don't have in-ears, or some dudes
Or
anyway,
something happens to your in-ears.
Right.
That's the thing about in-ears is if they go down, that's it.
or if
you're screwed.
Or if for some reason like the mix is fucked or they're too loud or quiet, you might want to just take them out and rather than go deaf. And so yeah, exactly. And so like Leprous, regardless of the fact that they're using real amps, they had fucking cabs, and you could hear all their guitars no matter what. And some of those bands, not only were they only in the PA, but I felt like they were panned hard left and right.
Oh, I don't know.
Because like one band, I was
wouldn't
like,
be
I could
surprised.
only really hear one guitar, and the other one was like sounded like it was coming from all the way. And I was like, so I mean,
The other thing is if you're not good, right, and you go direct, this sound guy can't really help you.
Yeah.
If you aren't good, if your sound coming out of your amp kind of sucks, then like put some mic like a 57 that just totally changes the tone, and then they can move it around and they can EQ it and stuff. Like it's a lot harder when you're just getting a direct feed and you're like, well, it already sounds like shit, I can't really help you. Whereas if it's like, oh, your amp sounds like shit, we have decades of experience of miking those to make them sound passable.
it's like this ironic sort of paradox where like if you're me, it's exactly why I want to go direct, so you can't fuck up my tone. But if you have shitty tone and shitty playing, you want the sound guy to hide your shame, basically.
I just turned my amp up so loud that like it's like you don't need to mic my cab. That was the last gig. He's like, well, we'll see. I plugged in. He's like, you're right. I don't need to mic that. I'm like, that's correct. I am super loud.
Yeah.
Thanks for playing.
All right, so let's see where we're at.
So Amaranth and Serenity.
Amaranth. Yeah.
Serenity. Why do I know this band? Because they're terrible.
Yeah.
Are they named after?
What are they? They're like one of these bands who
Are
like
they sci-fi band?
they keep using the word prog, but I don't think it means what they think it means. Like I got the impression, like, oh man, I don't know.
Well, I feel
What
like
the
they
hell
were
are
they were starting off where Sonata Arctica left off with like
That's not a
Reckoning
good
Night or
place.
something
Yeah,
like that.
that's a reasonable description, though. I think. Yeah, they're like super happy, like melodic. Oh, I have heard them described as symphonic. So that actually is when you know what symphonic metal is, that's actually a useful term, right? Because then you go, oh, so what you're saying is
They have keyboards.
Don't you
way
mean
too many
classical?
keyboards, and
Cycle 5.
yeah.
Are they? What's their legal content? Is it Dungeons and Dragons? Or
That's
is
the
it
other thing. I don't
sci-fi?
know,
I don't
but
know.
like just
I
visually and
never listen to anything
auditorily,
that sounds like power metal.
I assume that they're singing, about like Dungeons and Dragons because that's what it sounds like it should be. But I don't know if that's what it's actually about because I also missed their set and I also didn't care.
See, because I want to see if they get double nerd points because Serenity was the name of
Right,
the
there's nothing to
ship
do with that,
in
though, I don't
Firefly.
think.
I don't think it
was
had
like the
anything to
name
do
of
with
the
that.
movie or whatever. I was
Yeah.
hoping they were a sci-fi band.
no,
No,
then
I don't think so.
Damn it!
I think it's just coincidence.
I hate it when my hunches about terrible bands are wrong.
But I don't know, after making a mistake many times in my music listening career and reading lyrics from power metal bands, I don't make that mistake anymore.
Here's what we should do. We should have an episode where, like whatever bands are playing at the fest that I've never heard of, you tell me the name and where they're from, and then I come up with a description, and then we listen to the band and see how accurate it is.
that's a good idea. So here's a good sign that Serenity wrote their own Wikipedia entry. Is
it says that they're good.
No, I'll just read it and just the way it's written. Serenity is an Austrian symphonic power metal band, which was originally formed back in 2001. However, it became a more stable group with a consistent lineup in 2004, when it also began using more progressive and power influences than earlier. They have defined their genre with more melodic and symphonic metal elements. I think you wrote that.
I really hope
Serenity.
whoever wrote that's first language is not English, because that's
Right, and
those
they're
are
from
like
Austria,
the,
so
those
that's
are like
another
the,
sign that they
That seems
wrote
like
it.
a completely dispassionate description of that band.
well, those are like the mistakes that you in freshman English, they tell you.
Right, those are the
Of course
mistakes
it's
that most band
Van
bios make.
earlier, because that's how time works.
Right. There's
Here's
always-
a picture of me when I was younger.
Right, this is how every band bio sounds. This band first formed in this year. Then,
Which is really important to how
Right.
they sound.
then there were some lineup changes which you care about. some people are no longer in the band who used to be in the band before.
And now it sounds kind of different.
Yeah. Then they put out an album. Then when they put out another album, it sounded different from that previous album. But they really started to find their sound when they put out the third album.
Received great reviews by randos on the internet.
Yes.
This reminds me of reading white papers. Whenever the white paper starts with the two words, this paper, I just hang my head. I'm like, oh, God, you guys just failed at English.
Me fail English. Who else was on that bill?
Primordial.
Is there,
yeah.
Aren't there two bands called Primordial? Is it one a black metal band, or was this the black metal band?
No, they were... Yeah, I mean, yeah, they're sort of black metal-ish, at least.
I gotta look this up.
They were
this is one
definitely
of those things that always confuses me. Like, I feel like there's two bands named Portal, and there's two bands named Primordial.
Yeah, I'm not sure if the Wikipedia page is referring to the right band. Wasn't the because I remember Glenn during the
yeah, this is the right band.
It is?
Pretty sure.
So, but what's that guy's name or his stage name?
I don't know.
Okay.
But he wore corpse paint the whole weekend.
They did, yeah.
Including at the after party.
But there was, yeah.
And he was
He wants you to make sure you know he's in a band.
he was like proselytizing to people at the courtyard, but I think it was about like really weird, fucked up shit. Like I don't want to presume, but it might be that kind of black metal band, if you know what I mean.
They're from Ireland.
Yeah.
Yeah, just the one
Okay,
thing
so
I
they're not-
remember.
No, you're definitely correct. Because Metal Archives, this is how it describes them. Lyrical themes, cultural heritage, history, struggle. Yeah, they're a total NS band.
Yeah.
That is not cool. Wait,
Yeah.
so how the hell did an NS band play this fest?
How did all these other fucking shitty bands play this fest?
Yeah, it's one thing to be terrible. It's another
Right, you're
thing
right.
to be like...
well, I mean, it's one of those things where like periodically stuff from like other metal scenes slips through because Glenn is looking for a band that he knows a bunch of people who go to this would also, or who are at least like willing to go to ProgPower would definitely be more interested in it if we got this one
Exclusive.
yeah, and like more extreme, and like there's always like that one quote unquote what they call the oddball band, which sometimes is an oddball band, sometimes it's just a band from a different style of music or like a more heavy metal band.
Okay,
like,
so if
Well,
you...
it makes it oddball for ProgPower.
right, but
Okay,
yeah,
here we go. If you type Primordial Band into Google, one of the Google suggests is Primordial Band racist. So
answers that question.
Let's click on it. Let's click on it and see what it says.
No, but in all seriousness, the one of the things that when you're a sponsored ProgPower, that kind of one of the perks of doing it is that you get to meet the band like after their set. You know, you get to meet them backstage, chat with them for a little while. I remember at the there's a meeting every year of all the sponsors and Glenn explains, here's how things go down, here's what you're allowed to do backstage and what you're not. And he said at that meeting that the Primordial guy. But in addition to that, he said that for Primordial, it's like, yeah, I don't think you guys want to meet the Primordial band. Like, I think maybe they're not into that, so you might just want to skip trying to meet them after the set.
yeah.
I don't remember exactly how that went down, but I thought it was
at
interesting because that's like the only time I think that's ever happened.
Yeah, well, some people definitely met that dude at the courtyard. I definitely heard some stories, but yeah. And I saw a little bit of their set, but I was like, oh god, what did you find?
Page 2 of the Google results. All right, includes a link to a forum thread entitled "Celtic Frost Lets Me Down," and this is on Stormfront, Which, for those of you who don't know, that's like the like white power message board. Yeah.
So Celtic Frost let them down because they weren't racist.
I guess they weren't.
racist enough.
They were too inclusive. Celtic Frost was all like speaking about equality. I couldn't handle it. Oh man, I don't understand. Like, the thing is, these bands are never good either.
Right, that was the thing. They weren't good. Like, I was like, why are these guys here?
There's a whole what's this guy's name? I went to his talk. He does a lot of research on bands that do either like racist or nationalist movements, and he has this whole dissection. And his whole thing was these like, and I like at his talk he had all these examples. He's like, yeah, this is the most like straight ahead forms of all of these things. He's always like, it's always just the most, because the point is it needs to be lowest common denominator, so that anyone who comes in with these views can get into. They're not going to be like, I really agree with hating everybody, but I can't get into all these notes. Like it has to basically be like, nod your head,
right?
Okay, like, yeah, racist music sucks.
Yeah.
All right, who else was on this? Did they headline?
No, they had a pretty
No,
early spot, I think.
Yeah, Redemption was. Well, so I
this
think
the
the
year-
Primordial was third to last for
Was
the day.
this the year that
right?
Redemption had the PowerPoint behind them, and like during their last song or something, it was like, "Cancer is my bitch," because Nick wanted everyone to know that he beat cancer.
I'm pretty sure it was that year, although I don't
And
remember
I was
that
like,
specifically.
and I was like, does this mean I can start making fun of his band again? No cancer, huh? Okay, good. Your band sucks.
Hey, buddy, how you doing? Oh, you're doing good? Yeah, your band's terrible.
Yeah. Oh, do you have access to all the health care that money can buy? Oh, good. Then I'm sure cancer's your bitch and not oncology's bitch or anything like that. You did it, Nick, all by yourself with the power of your rocking. As a Redemption. Oh yeah, Epica. Epica must have been the headliner first night.
Yeah,
Wow. The band named after a
Camelot
crappy
album.
album
The
of
Camelot.
another
And
band.
they've now they're like the new Camelot basically, in terms of like popularity and like middle of the road appeal. Okay, so then the next night was Beyond the Bridge, Who, Landfear, Solution 45. I think they canceled. Mystic Prophecy. What? Mayan.
I don't know any of these bands.
Mayan
Yeah, so-
is significant because Mayan is I'm pretty sure Epica is Mark Jansen's band. He's the guitarist and he writes everything. But he wanted to do a side project where he would play guitar and write everything. But I guess
do vocals.
and do more vocals. But like he just does crappy death vocals, and he also does those in Epica. So he just wanted to hire other vocalists. Like it sounds like Epica, but it's trying to be heavier, but it still sucks, and just more people singing on it. Like I watched a part of their set, and I was just like, "What is this shit?" And anyway, editing
Well,
that
so
out.
just FYI, we sponsored Mayan that year.
Yeah.
And I mean, I
Flora's
enjoyed their set.
good.
Flora was really good, and
Yeah.
I got a great picture with her afterward.
They had great singers. It's just the same dude wrote the music who writes the music for Epica, and he's not good at writing music.
It was also a little incongruous watching him, like the way he was dressed, kind of as a frat boy,
Oh, I didn't notice. his clothes.
doing growling vocals. It was a little bit strange.
Is he wearing like salmon pants and boat shoes?
No, but I think he had his hat on backward.
Vineyard vines.
Oh.
It was a little odd, but now, like it's far enough back in history now that, like I don't remember all the specifics.
Did he have a conch shell necklace?
Yeah, all I remember is I was super bored. And I was like, why is this dude popular? But okay, Mayan, Pretty Maids, that was another like a bunch of people were like, finally getting to see Pretty Maids. And it's like AOR.
Yeah, it
and
was
I
like 20 years too late.
Yeah, and I was like, Oh, I literally have heard of Pretty Maids because every year at ProgPower, like in the early years, somebody would be like, you know who I want to see is Pretty Maids. And I'd like, who the fuck is Pretty Maids? Yeah, it was super underwhelming. And then Symphony X headlined the next night. And that was the show where I was like, even though Symphony X isn't putting out stuff I'm excited about, they always put on a great show. And I had a really good time. And then they ruined that when I saw them last year in New York. And it was the most bored I'd ever been at a Symphony X show, which I didn't know could happen.
Well, I think at this show, wasn't this the one where they also played the Odyssey for at least the second time at ProgPower?
Yes, that was my other.
And they closed with that, and it just kept going and going and going.
Yeah,
and going.
I left, but I think they opened with Divine Wings of Tragedy, so they opened with the good long song, and then I got to leave before they played all of the other one. Because I was also thinking about how, that New York Symphony X show is the most bored I'd been at a Symphony X show, except maybe during the Odyssey. Because I do black out for 90% of that song every time. There's like a cool part at the beginning and a cool part at the end, and the rest of it, couldn't tell you. No memory of it whatsoever.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure on that tour, I just walked out.
And again, more importantly, though, why have I seen it performed more than once?
I'm pretty sure.
At least twice.
I'm pretty
maybe
sure.
Maybe 3 times?
I'm pretty sure I only saw it once. They started playing it and I left.
But it's one of those things where, they should have played it when they wrote it and then refused to play it for several years, but instead they were like, we're going to give you a special treat. But if you do it all the time, it's not a special treat. You just play your 30-minute song too much, or however long it is. It's not actually 30 minutes, but I always think it is.
24 minutes or something.
Right, but it feels like 30 because I black out for a half hour every time they play it. And then I wake up, I'm like, wait, what happened?
I really like the first 3 minutes and the last 2 minutes.
Yes, the beginning and the end. And I black out for the entire middle section. That's 5 minutes of it. There's 20 minutes I black out for every time they play that song. And I could not tell you what happens. Actually, I can tell you what happens because I read the Odyssey and I liked it. But then they wrote this shitty song. It has nothing to do with it. It's so fucking... I was really on board. And then I'm like, no, this is so boring. This is so... The middle of this song is nonsense.
Well, years ago, after this album came out... I went. I've never read the Odyssey, but I went and looked up information about it. And isn't half of the Odyssey after he gets back, and he's trying to get... No,
but there's a chunk at the end where he gets back, and there's actually there's a parallel storyline of them cutting back to his home, right? Because there's all these dudes waiting to bang his wife, right? Because they think he's dead.
Yeah.
And they're the suitors.
But
she's holding out. That's one of the central themes.
Yeah.
But doesn't he comes back and hides in plain sight, he pretends to be a beggar
pretends to be a suitor as well.
Oh,
and then at the last minute pops out and kills the fuck out of everybody. See, the Odyssey is fucking great, but this song, what the shit? I need to write a song about the Odyssey just to be
but you got to do it R. Kelly style.
Oh shit, that would be amazing.
Right? Because it's basically that thing, why you bringing your girl to the club? It'd be why you trying to fuck my bitch? And
hip-hop.
Then it's yo, I cut you.
Yo, a hip opera based on the Odyssey?
Yes! Let's do it.
The Odyssey?
Yo, you got some beats?
Yo. And,
you got some beats,
and
son?
it's proper, culturally.
Oh, it's proper.
The way that the Odyssey was originally transmitted was an oral tradition, right? So a poet would sing the epic to people.
So you would say you spitfire as a lyrical poet?
Right. Like OG Homer style, yo.
The original Greek.
The original Greek MC. The OG MC. My man Homer. Oh, fuck. Yeah. I should write this down.
I remember when Symphony X started playing the Odyssey, at that point, I'm not entirely sure why Sarah decided to wait until the end to wait through that. But she was like, oh shit, and just sat down in the front row when they still had seats in that front row. I was like, fuck, another 25 minutes of this crap. I don't know why she just didn't leave at that point, but
yeah.
But the only other thing of note that year, so they didn't have a kickoff or midweek mayhem. They had that show with Nightwish and Camelot the night before on Thursday night basically, and that was It was interesting because Annette was the singer for Nightwish at that show, but it was a couple, maybe 2 weeks later or something where she got shit canned
Yeah,
and replaced
yeah,
with Floor. And
I
so
remember.
I'm thinking that maybe they met Floor and they were like, hey, you might be a good singer.
Well, they probably knew of her already, but like you said, they probably met her there and realized she's not that busy. Like,
Right.
because she doesn't have like a solid, like, I mean, I guess she gets around it. She must have enough work to like keep doing. I mean, I don't know. For all I know, she could have a day job. You know, there are a lot of European metal people who have jobs and shit, but
Or
she probably isn't
government
one
stipends.
of them. I mean, because she shows up enough places. Well, and obviously now she's a Nightwish, but the point is, before Nightwish, like, she probably needed a gig like that, and they were like, oh fuck, like, we might be able to get her if we get rid of this other chick ASAP. But yeah, no, I definitely think there's some connection there. And I remember I was like, I mean, I don't know, I can't get a Nightwish anymore anyway, but I watched them that year and was like,
Yeah, Wishmaster was kind of the point where I was like, this train's done.
Well, I had a conversation with somebody recently about this. I just like Oceanborn, basically.
Yeah, Oceanborn.
When
What
I'm
was
like,
the one before
whenever
that?
I'm like, why did I like? I forget. But there's another one before
the first
that.
two. But you're right. Oceanborn was the one I remember listening to more.
I basically had Oceanborn, and there's a few decent tracks on Wishmaster because at least they had like some guitar riffs before it just went like fucking. Well, I mean, there's still crappy guitars, but that was when like because whenever I'm like, why did I used to like Nightwish? I listen to something from Oceanborn and I go, oh right, like
This was kind of cool.
yeah, this was kind of cool, and it never got any cooler. It only got less
got worse.
cool, and like now you got Epica, and then it was.
My buddy Jeff had this cassette tape where on the one side he dubbed Oceanborn, and on the other side he dubbed, was it Tales of Creation? It was some Candlemass. It was either Nightfall or Tales of Creation. And so Oceanborn had that super tinny production, and Candlemass had that like, you know, fat as hell, like just fuzzy tape sound. And so you turn the tape over, and it was like, it's one of those deals where like you drink a cheap beer after like a super dark one, and you just can't do it. It had that same effect on your ears. It was weird.
Yeah, whenever that topic comes up, I always wonder what combination of A, their music changed, B, my taste changed.
Well, no, again, it's largely these people have no training in composition. So when they do something that's cool, it's like by random chance. And so you can either repeat the same thing that you did, right? But now it's less novel because it's like, well, I already heard this before. Or you can try to do something else. And what's the chance that you're randomly going to do two different things well when you don't understand why other music works or why the thing that you did successfully works, right? If you don't have any sort of framework by which to understand how parts of music relate to one another, i.e. counterpoint, harmony, right? Forms, okay?
Yeah.
Like the chances
it's all
are really
Greek to
low.
me, you know.
Is it like
It's also all
OG?
Greek to these bands most of the time.
Well,
Right.
I don't write music. That's probably a good thing.
Right, but that's the point. Is like, yeah, is what's the way out of that quandary? Is like, how do we do something new, but not so new that the people who like the thing we already do bail on us? And it's like, well, if you know what you're doing musically, you can like introduce new elements or new ideas or give you a new jumping off point for something
It's
to
called
write.
evolving, whereas
Right.
most people just change lanes.
It's also,
they either
like-
stay in the lane or they change lanes. Most people don't evolve, and also like that's the thing is like development, right? It's the central theme to music for hundreds of years that's essentially gone now. That's the thing. Songs themselves no longer evolve, and then like bands don't evolve either. They either just stay in the lane or they change lanes. That's it. It's like
Yes.
learn about music.
Right. And we were talking about this before. Why is Cole so good? Because they developed the idea of each song. Like it was, instead of throwing a bunch of ideas together, they had an idea and then they just kind of developed it. And so that's why it's so cohesive and focused.
Well, right, and they didn't compose, you know, like 30 different ideas and then staple some of them together into
Right.
songs.
And, so I forgot to mention this last night. When I was getting my haircut yesterday, I mentioned I was going to see Leprous. I mentioned they're like one of my, favorite bands right now, except their last album wasn't so good. She was like, oh, what happened? I said, oh, well, the dude wrote it on his MacBook.
Yeah, right. No, and I said that to those kids that were up front. Because they liked it, and I was like, no, it just sounds like it's like a lot of times composers will write music using the MIDI playback from their software, and like that's a really horrible thing to do. And the dude's like, he's like, oh, I do that, and I go, yeah, you need to stop doing that. I'm like, it's really hard. First of all, so Hindemith had this thing where he claimed you weren't a real composer unless you knew how to play all the instruments that you were composing for. And so his claim was that he was the only true orchestral composer of all time because he knew how to play every instrument in the orchestra, which like that's overkill.
Yeah,
you can't like you can study the thing is, right, what happens when you're writing music down on paper? You are putting something down on the paper and you're expecting something back. So if you look at sufficiently many other examples of things being down on paper, you can successfully anticipate what's going to happen when you write certain things down on the paper.
And you can learn about different instruments without playing them and what the common articulations
are. You study the rep but almost invariably your intent should not be what the MIDI playback sounds like.
Right.
Otherwise, you should just be writing pieces for MIDI playback, which people do.
Yeah.
But most of the time, that stuff is things that like humans could not play,
right.
And so it's appropriate. Like the point is you're exploiting the unique capabilities of the thing, and we all think MIDI playback is dumb, but it's the same deal where like. Well, you think, well, I don't want to listen to sine waves either, but if you add enough of them up, it starts to sound interesting. It's the same deal with like the black MIDI scene and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But don't write music that's not for MIDI with MIDI.
Yeah.
It's a bad idea.
Yeah. And if you want to know what that sounds like, listen to The Congregation by Leprous.
Right.
Or don't. If you want to hear what the opposite sounds like, listen to Cole.
Right. If you want to hear when all those ideas were like good.
But so this is also why I'm still, I mean, there's a lot of reasons I'm still hopeful for Leprous, but it's that they did something different on this album, and it was writing in Logic's piano roll. But so far they haven't repeated themselves, right? Every album they've done something a little different. So hopefully the next one, although
they did recycle a bunch of stuff on this album, which was concerning. But right, the deal, you get two. Like when they release their next album, I will listen to it.
Yeah.
If it's garbage, then I will stop attempting. But yeah, I mean, like you're allowed to have a bad album. Lots of people have bad albums. It's just disconcerting because we know precisely why what went wrong, and that's the thing that a lot of people tend to do, and they probably think like, oh, this was such a great way to do this.
Right. And of course there's which I have mixed feelings about, there's been a fairly positive response to it. Like I've seen a lot of people being like, yo, The Congregation, and the dudes at the show last night
were singing along,
and I was
those
like,
guys loved it, and they were all singing along, and the kids were like a lot of those kids were young, like 19, 20, 21, and they were all singing along.
Yeah. Okay, so at least it's good to know that the 18 and up made a difference for the turnout. I wasn't sure. I didn't get how young those dudes were.
There were a bunch of people with M. If they didn't have a wristband and they had an M stamp on their hand, they were minor.
For some reason, I didn't get set off the same way I do at like a Periphery show, where I feel really. Well, I look around and go, oh fuck, where these kids come from? Like, I didn't get that totally.
The really funny note was, so the other Kyle, my friend from Berkeley, I spotted him. I was like, oh, hey, what's up, man? And he hasn't seen me since I cut my hair.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, oh, I thought that was you. He's like, I saw you. And I was like, that guy looks like a young Rich. And I'm like, yeah, it's 6 years later and I look younger. That's what's hilarious. I'm like, all right, I'm doing something right.
That's the secret.
Cut your hair.
Cut your hair. Every time I get a haircut, my trainer thinks I look younger. And I'm like, nah, bro, I just cut my hair.
So if you were to like shave completely, would you go back to infancy?
Oh, yes, absolutely. No, that's definitely a combination. Right, exactly. That's why I don't go back to clean shaven, is because I've seen I don't want everyone to be like, do you have Benjamin Button's disease? Like, are you okay? Is some sort of weird regression happening? But I also
This
have.
is going to stop at some point.
No,
I'm
right,
just
but I
gonna
have.
warn you.
Well, here's the thing, though. No, I have this, but I also have that tool in my arsenal. Right.
I'm
So
gonna
here's what's
kill
going to
myself.
happen, dude. No, as soon as I actually start to look older, then I shave. It gives me like another 5 to 10 years. Yeah, dude.
Matt's
I
like,
got this shit figured out. Trust me.
I got a
I got
plan.
this shit figured out. I'm gonna live forever.
So to the credit of the audience last night, the one song that everybody was like, screaming for the band to play was Forced Entry, not something off of the congregation. So
Right, which is
but I'm
also
not
a
sure whether
great
that
song
was
title
just-
to yell in
Yell.
public.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's why I'm not sure whether it was actually whether people were being serious or if it was like half serious, half
No,
joking.
you'd have to
it
be
was-
because you
yeah.
wouldn't know that name
Right.
unless you were a fan.
They
Like,
also didn't crack up as much as I did when they yelled it. So
right. It's not like when you go to a Cannibal Corpse show and like you yell their song titles. And you don't even know. You're just like you know the song title. You don't necessarily know the song. Like you're at a Leprous show.
Entrails ripped, yeah.
I was thinking more like fucked with a knife.
I left off the rest of that song title for politeness.
politeness. Do you know what podcast this is? Yeah. So let's. All right. I think we're running low on ProgPower. Should everything say
That's fine. We could talk about yesterday.
Well, we're up to 2013.
Oh, we still got runway.
Oh fuck! There is. I do remember shit. Damn it!
We got to.
I didn't until a few minutes ago. You're bringing up repressed memories,
And I'm probably going to talk about stuff that you absolutely hate,
or just didn't see.
like
That's
Shadow
fine.
Gallery.
Oh yeah, I wasn't there for that.
I like Shadow Gallery. I
I
enjoyed
see-
their set thoroughly.
I super hate
It
Shadow
was
Gallery.
really good. It was one of the better sets that have been. I mean, they peaked now. That's it. There's nothing else for them to do ever.
Well, I was amazed by their set because it was.
Would you like to know why they
It
sounded
seemed
so
like
good?
they were
'Cause I can tell
technically
you.
flawless.
It seemed like it. I mean,
So what is your supposition?
well, all right. So the thing about Shadow Gallery, I really like Tyranny, even though it is like the new millennium, like Mindcrime Light sort of. I mean, I don't want to. It's not really Mindcrime Light. It's it's
you mean it has even less of a coherent plot than Mindcrime?
right. They're trying to make Mindcrime, only instead half of it is about the internet. And, like, that's the thing. It's like if Mindcrime took place on the internet, that's what Tyranny is. Which actually I like it more now in retrospect because I realize like there's this weird thing with like writing music about technology and how it was like really cool for a minute and then it got like became the nerdiest thing ever. And so some people just sort of like stopped, right? Like there's not like certain lyrics you probably won't hear. Also, like the terminology has evolved since
Cyber.
Yes,
Cyber.
right. So like
Unless you're at a presidential debate.
so there's a couple key lines, although you will hear these again. Somebody we're going to do a like most hilariously awkward lyrics, especially from like metal bands. That's mostly just because that's the ones I know. But there's a couple lines in that album. One is, "I've learned so much since I've been hacking their computer systems,"
Yeah, off of Mystery.
and that's also the one where he talks about
Right. That's the
talking to
main
ladies on the
computer
internet.
track.
Right.
And I think the one thing in Mystery's favor, like that makes it. I mean, because as cheesy as it is, it can't be anywhere as bad as like Net Boy, Net Girl. On
right.
that
Well, that's
Test
like one of
Reco
the
album by
absolute
Rush.
worst.
Right,
And
that is possibly the worst technology song ever written because
Yes.
the lyrics are so
it
unbelievably
might also be
bad.
one of the worst Rush songs ever written.
This is-
It's not a great song.
This almost makes Devil's Hall of Fame seem like poetry.
Yeah. So, fuck, what were you saying? Oh yeah. So but Tyranny is all right. It's got moments. And the thing was, Shadow Gallery is always a studio band.
Yeah, they like never played
literally.
shows.
So
Yeah,
the
they
reason,
never played
but the
shows.
reason they were so good at ProgPower is they just brought the studio to the stage. So like the dude has a studio, and so they probably just rehearsed in a studio. They did what Pyramaze didn't do, which is they knew they were
Rehearsed?
playing for a year, and yeah, they probably rehearsed for a fucking year because they were like, this is a big deal. Whereas Pyramaze is like, we've been coming to this thing anyway for years. I mean, I don't, you know, like I don't
Already
know.
warmed up. Might as well just get on stage.
I
And
guess
fumble
I don't know
through
what
some
the
songs.
fuck they. But people were like, "Hey, man, give them a break." Like, why should I
Why?
give them a
I
break?
paid.
They got paid too. Like
Yeah.
they're getting paid for this. This is their job, at least right now. It probably isn't their job the rest of the year, but right now this is their job.
Right,
Did you guys talk about this before, or maybe there needs to be some context about
No,
this?
well, we didn't. No, I was thinking of. We talked a little bit about it, but we can definitely. It's relevant. So if you want to throw in more about it, I figured we'd end up throwing a little more about this year.
Yeah, I mean, I just think like, I don't know if the listeners are familiar with the Pyramaze set and what.
Actually, I haven't posted it yet, but the second half of the one we recorded about shows, I talk about ProgPower, but I really kind of just run through it. Like, so the point is, feel free to describe. Well, then what do you have to say? What is you trying to get at?
I am looking for the context about this as well.
Oh, did you see Pyramid? Did you not see them?
I only saw a few songs.
Oh, okay. Well, here's what they did. They sort of like just. Okay, first of all, their set was set up as like they had, you know, the guest vocalists. They had Matt Barlow and Lance King coming in, but they also have their current guy. And first of all, they came out and like biffed the end of a song. They just sort of like the end of a song was kind of a mess, but that's not a big deal. It happens, whatever. But the song following that is the one that they train wrecked, and they stopped and started over. Because they're recording a DVD. Here's an idea. Maybe you just don't put that song on the DVD and don't like give the finger to the audience that's currently here. I get people like, it's fine.
Well, I mean, yeah. So Pain of Salvation did something similar,
Right.
but in
And
that case,
also
they were
got
recording an album
a new
of
one for it.
They were recording a DVD for a specific album.
Yeah, that one they kind of it made sense.
Yeah,
Although
and
it's
I
still
gave them shit for that too.
They still
but
aren't.
I probably shouldn't have.
They're still not releasing the video though. I don't think they're
Really?
I think they released the audio, but I don't think they're putting out the video. So
That was a lot of wasted effort.
I mean, again, the audio is I think on the second disc of that revisited
Right.
remaster. I mean, I'm probably never going to listen to that disc, but I just wanted the
Yeah,
redone
I
studio
listened
version.
to it
but-
once, but I mean, I haven't bought it yet. I just listened to it on
Yeah.
Google Music.
Well, I remember it and it was cool, but I mean, you know, he had like that other dude sing some songs and stuff, but Pyramaze. Oh yeah, sorry, Pyramaze. So the point is Pyramaze. But yeah, the main thing was that like they train wrecked a song and then somebody. I feel like I posted it and somebody was like, "Give them a break," and I was like, "They've had a year to rehearse for this." Someone's like, "You know, they don't play all the time." It's like, except they've had a year to rehearse for this, so they don't have to play all the time. They just have to rehearse as much as they can for this show that should be a pretty big deal to them. And I mean, their main vocalist not being very good, you know, you might not be able to practice that away if you don't know it, you're not very good. But it was also a contrast of that dude, and then later on they brought out Lance King and Matt Barlow, who are significantly better singers, and then you're like, oh, why would I listen to the... I mean, I get it. Maybe they don't know that their current singer isn't good, like, but... Yeah, they're not a very good band, and my whole thing was like, you know, oh, I know the actual post was, Pyramaze has come a long way from wearing their own band shirts at ProgPower to messing up their own songs at ProgPower, because the first I heard of Pyramaze was they were that bunch of guys at ProgPower walking around wearing their own band shirt that I had never heard of. So
Yeah, so relative to Shadow Gallery, who
so-
basically never plays live sets, but they must have practiced so much.
He has a studio, so they can practice in the studio, and then they brought all the gear that they practiced through to the show, including a whole rack with some of the Empirical Labs Distressor, which is like one of the most popular compressors for like guitars and vocals and stuff. It's just like a really pro, like it's they're like $1,300, and they had like a bunch of them in a rack, so every one of them was going through that vocally, and they had their own monitor mixer, and all of their guitars have always been, you know, digital modeling stuff going direct anyway.
Yeah, I'm
So
talking a bit
the
less
point
about
is-
the technology, though, right?
well, no, but this is why they sounded so good. Their monitoring was so good that they all could hear everything. 2, they sounded good live because they were partially circumventing the gear of this. They were upgrading the equipment available for performing live. So that's part of why their vocals sounded so good. Those compressors are why their vocals sounded so good. Like, even if you're all that good at singing, to get it that, like, to sound like an album, like layered, even, it's the compressors. That's what you do if you want to do that on an album without post-processing. And so if you can do that live, but people don't, because think about bringing like $6,000 worth of preamps on the road with you. So the point is that by massively overdoing it for this one show, it actually worked out that they never play shows because they don't understand what a ridiculous thing it is to bring all this shit, because they don't actually play shows. So it ended up being an amazing show, which is what Pyramid should have done if you don't regularly play shows, is make this one show really, really good. Because everyone's talking about how great Shadow Gallery was. They're still not going to start touring or anything. They're still not going to be a live band. My point is they fulfilled their destiny and now have no purpose left on this earth.
Yeah, but I was also talking about just if you're not used to playing live, it seems like even if you've got the same equipment, it's got to be very different playing in a studio versus playing in front of 1,200 people staring at you. You still have to play in real time, though. No, you just stare at your feet. Like, that's just bad. Which I think Gary might have done.
It depends on the people.
A lot of people at ProgPower do. A lot of dudes at ProgPower are uncomfortable on stage.
I play better in front of people because my deal is, like, in the studio, you're like, well, if I really wanted to, I could do more takes. Live, you're like, well, got to do it right the first time.
Yeah.
And also, I mean, I have this weird thing, but I'm always like, yeah, these people are totally unprepared for what's about to happen. And then to me, that's like super fun. Whereas if I'm in the studio, I'm like, yeah, no one's ever going to listen to this recording. but if I'm about to play a show, I'm like, yeah, too late. Y'all are already here.
Captive audience.
Strap it. No, they're not captive, but they're there.
But also keep in mind how their studio stuff went down. They're a studio band, not in the modern sense that they cheat on everything, but that the dude's like an old school studio dude. So they probably got it by doing like the necessary number of takes to get it right.
I thought a lot of those guys were session players.
Yeah.
And the deal is
they're also really good musicians too.
They're going to stop calling you if you don't do it in just a couple takes.
Yeah, they're really good players. They just don't happen to be in a regularly playing metal band, which like Shadow Gallery is. Also, I think like they buy into their own legend a lot. So I feel like they were like
the legend of Shadow Gallery.
We're gonna.
It's my terrible new Sega game.
Legend of Shadow Gallery,
where you hack into the FBI computers.
But after Tyranny, they really. I mean, they were always sort of a kind of a Dream Theater clone kind of deal. I mean, again, there's other, obviously they like Queensryche too, because they also copied Operation Mindcrime. But yeah, like if I ever listen to Shadow Gallery at this point, I'll just like throw on Tyranny once in a while, but it's rare.
For me, it's either Carved in Stone or Tyranny. I don't really bother with the stuff after that.
Yeah, well, it really went downhill too. Yeah, it really.
And even Tyranny, like the first half of it is a lot better than the second half.
Yeah, definitely.
Or at least it holds my attention more.
Yeah,
by the
it's
second
definitely
half,
not perfect. But that's the interesting thing, and this is also an interesting thing with like, this is the interesting thing about prog bands, right? Like I like Shadow Gallery, and I liked them at some point, but like, you could be a like Dream Theater-y kind of band that wasn't as good as Dream Theater, but was still kind of good, but like they had their flaws, but it was still decent. But now these bands are just like so much significantly worse and less original. And so that's why I don't get like all the new stuff that people call prog and listen to. And I'm like, like Shadow Gallery, I got it, right? Like there weren't a lot of options. There weren't a lot of bands playing anything remotely like that. So even if it wasn't like the ideal, or the most, the best possible version of it.
Demand outstripped supply.
Yeah. So now, I guess the supply is up. I guess it's quantity over quality now or something, or maybe.
Well, the supply's up and the demand is down.
Yeah. I also just assumed that like.
I never liked Shadow Gallery though. Like I don't.
Yeah. They're a prog band with a capital P, right? They're like, possibly one of the first like prog metal bands that refuse to do anything unique.
Right.
Well, but I mean, yeah, they do have their own distinct sound. I mean, they don't really sound like Dream Theater, even though they make use of a lot of the same tropes.
Yeah, they've got a little bit of that, like, kind of Kansas-y thing, I guess, kind of like Symphony X, but I don't know.
I mean, they're lighter.
I did use them, right. Well, and actually that was I used them as the comparison for my issue with Haken, is because their singer, he just was not capable of being aggressive. And same deal with Haken, right? I mean, also the Shout At the singers unfortunately passed away, R.I.P. But he was good, but there's that lack of like range. Like so like I thought this was a metal band, but I never quite get that metal, like full metal effect.
Well, like that song on Tyranny where DC Cooper guest vocaled, right, and also did that at the live show. They needed him to add a little bit of aggression to the
he actually makes that song. Like, he really helps that song a lot.
Speaking of DC Cooper, I recommend everyone read his LinkedIn profile.
Oh, that's right.
I will cue that one up.
It was in my like people you may know.
Right. So since we're starting to run. Oh, we should talk about, when you talk about 2014. Mercy Falls.
Yes.
You were there. This will be a good finish.
Ben just talked about this last night.
Yeah, because we just got a refresher. Okay, so I'll read through the bands real quick, and then I'll give the overview. So Need from Greece, whatever.
Who?
I was there. Right. Oden or Odin's Organ, if you prefer. They're just terrible power metal from Germany. It sounds like power metal from 2001.
They were at least so straight ahead that it wasn't offensive. They were just so bland.
Yeah,
that you
that's
were
true.
Like, at least they're not like playing pan flutes and
that's true.
Like, it was just like, okay, sounds like power metal. Next.
Leprous was back, and that was really, really good.
That was
one of the best.
Yeah, that was
when they were on.
That was possibly peak Leprous.
And you can all thank me and my fellow sponsors for bringing them in.
Thank you, Kyle.
You're welcome.
Then Overkill, who I don't know if I saw any of them, but I assume they were as boring as when they. Well, actually, I think I saw like a song, and then we didn't bother watching them with. Symphony X.
We saw 2 songs later.
That's right. We did.
I've seen Overkill 3 times, and I only watched.
That's right. We did stay
once.
for a couple songs, and then Seventh Wonder playing all of Mercy Falls, this is why I ended up listening to Mercy Falls, and I was we'll come back to it. Stradivarius playing Visions, that was a cool nostalgia trip.
Yeah, that was pretty cool
because that was definitely like their best album.
I think I missed that.
Well, they stripped so because Timo Tolkki had left the band, right? All of the bullshit that happened at the 2005, I think it was 2005 set, was gone, right? And it was stripped down, and they just played the music, and it was good.
And they just played all that music he wrote. Fuck that guy.
Well, it turns out that, that's apparently not really that difficult.
What do you mean?
No, what I mean is that they found another guitarist who could play that music, right?
Oh, yeah, so, no. I'm just saying that, like, you're like, finally got rid of that guy who wrote all our songs. We're going to play that classic album that he wrote.
Well,
he's not going to fuck it up.
Yeah, the thing is, after Visions, he continued to write albums that sounded remarkably similar, but were not anywhere near as good. And so, it's not like he had a straight line into some awesome, like source of power metal.
It was called Yngwie Malmsteen is his source.
Well,
that's where it was.
He wrote like 2 or 3 decent albums of Yngwie style metal, and then kept producing the same album after that, and it wasn't that interesting.
And then he left, and they still didn't get interesting. But that wasn't my point. My point was just that you're like, it was so great that they were able to play that album without that dude. And I'm like, the dude who wrote it? Yeah. Well, like half of it. I mean, I'm sure. Actually, no, at that point, he probably wrote everything because he was probably all like, I am the new Yngwie. With them, there's another band that we like watched a video in the hotel room. We're like, I don't need to see these guys. Divided Multitude, Voodoo Circle, Master Plan, and then Pain of Salvation playing Remedy Lane, which was awesome.
Yeah.
And then John Oliva's Pain playing Streets, which was hilarious.
I hate Streets.
And terrible. And even if you liked Streets, you should not have liked what he did to it. Like, I had like
taken it to the streets.
I had positive nostalgia memories of Streets, but then I listened to it and I was like, oh right, but it's not that good. And like there's a few decent songs, and then so I was like, yeah, this really isn't the best album anyway. But then they played it, and like, Man, he couldn't sing most of it. There's this whole ProgPower is like, oh man, we gotta come up with something about how ProgPower is like the great enabler. Like there's so many bands where there's got this whole like tee-hee banter about like, well, again, literally this one, it was like I'm not playing the next song until Glenn brings me my booze. Like, ha ha ha. It's really funny that guy on stage has a problem. Like, also, he had a stroke recently, so everyone's all like, oh man, we're all, all our thoughts and prayers are with John Oliva. It's like, you guys contributed to this.
Yeah,
like,
right?
you enabled, like, where was this when you were literally like, here's this bottle of booze for you to chug. And they recorded it for a DVD, which I assume has not come out because they probably watched it. They probably watched the footage and were like, oh, maybe. Because I was there and like the entire place. Like, so there's this concert effect, right? Like you get a certain kick from being at a show. And so that's why I think a lot of the times, a lot of people, there'll be a show that's people remember it better than it was because it didn't matter, right? They were so glad to see that band live, blah, blah, blah. And in this case, I think everyone was just kind of like that because I was standing there like, why is everyone's like, yeah. And I keep being like, this is terrible. Also, he kept like talking in between every concept album, right? Streets. Okay. The best part about Streets is that the actual title is Streets, a rock opera.
Yeah.
And this rock opera is constantly being interrupted by this drunk dude talking about, and not talking about the album, mostly just like stopping to be like, I love you guys. It means so much to me to be here. Get me here. Yeah. Only, no, not beer. It was like vodka or something. I mean, Symphony X is Jack Daniels. I think John Oliva was vodka.
Peter Steele would drink a bottle of Jaeger on stage, possibly after drinking one before the set and or a bottle of wine.
Yeah, Remedy Lane was great. I mean, I remember losing my shit about them restarting, being like, fucking Daniel, you. God damn you, right? But in retrospect, it's like, okay, that was stupid.
Well, because I think they came out and they had like no monitors.
Oh yeah,
so
yeah.
It was going to be a mess, and he knew like if we keep going, it's just going to be a fucking.
Well, if you don't have
I didn't
monitors,
realize
that's not your fault. That's not like you don't know how to play.
No,
I
understand that. It was them restarting instead of continuing, but I didn't understand at the time the context that they were recording.
Oh.
So, like, knowing that,
right.
knowing in retrospect that they were recording a video,
he should have said like, this might be a DVD or something.
Usually bands tell you that so that you get amped up too.
Right.
Because they're like, hey, we don't want it to look like no one is into our music.
I think what they did.
So maybe be enthused, guys.
I think what they did, and I think this happens a lot at ProgPower, is they don't tell you so that they have the option, so that nobody's like, hey, what happened to that DVD, bro? Because that's happened before. People would be like, wasn't that going to come out? And it was like, it wasn't as good as you thought it was. And so I think they wanted to keep the like, we can do it or not do it, and we're not making any promises. But yeah, in that situation, at least should have been like, this might be a DVD, so let us start over, and people probably would have been like, fine, as opposed to like whining about it.
Yeah.
But then people make, I've noticed people make weird assumptions about Daniel being super pretentious. And like saw somebody post recently who they thought that, and then they met him and they were like, oh no, he's fine. And it's like, well, yeah, he's just like a fucking nerd who writes metal. What do you like?
I think a lot of it comes from like his political statements after 9/11 and stuff like that, right?
Right, probably. Yeah.
And, and the Messiah complex that's sort of communicated on the albums.
That's true. Yeah.
And the fact that he looks like white Jesus, not actual Jesus.
Well,
right. White Jesus.
Well, we don't know what actual Jesus looked like.
I can guarantee
Pretty sure he wasn't Swedish.
Doesn't look like Daniel.
He probably wasn't Swedish.
Probably not.
Although, if you ask people in Norway, there might be some bands in Norway who disagree.
Jesus is a Rorschach
some
test.
in Ireland as well, apparently.
So the previous year, I had, in addition to sponsoring the main festival, I also sponsored the kickoff, which was run by Nathan. And the previous year, he managed to land Luca Turilli's Rhapsody, which I'm sure is of little interest to either of you guys, but I was pretty happy.
Of Fire?
Yeah,
Okay.
no, the other
Oh, the
Rhapsody.
other one. Okay.
Yes, when Rhapsody forked, one became Rhapsody of Fire, and the other
became Luca Turley's.
Yes.
So this is like Queensryche and Jeff Tate's Operation Mindcrime?
pretty much.
Okay, great.
And so I really enjoyed that Rhapsody set. Mostly for nostalgic reasons, right? I mean, I'm not, like I said, I don't listen to a lot of power metal anymore, but the stuff that I listened to like 15 years ago when I was really into it, I still kind of enjoy, although I don't listen to it very often because I don't really need to.
Yeah,
because
you
I
just
already
get
know
this,
it all already.
Yeah, you get the nostalgia factor.
Right, exactly.
Absolutely.
But the following year, in 2014, Nathan managed to land Pagan's Mind playing Celestial Entrance or Entrance or whatever it is. And
Recreation Day?
and that was not quite as interesting. And I still remember when he announced, because I believe that didn't he announce that like at the festival the previous year, he came out and he was like, and we're gonna have Pagan's Mind next year, and was waiting for the entire audience to be like, yeah,
Right,
I mean, it was like crickets.
Because I was just talking
Because
about,
they're terrible?
Right, because anybody, like the dudes booking the pre-show days think they're hot shit, but like they keep booking shows that have played already at the festival. So like the relationship is established. Like you're not doing any amazing
Right, you're not
feat.
breaking anything.
Right. Like Glenn, they're like, oh man, Glenn got this band because he like looked up who to call, or like, a band that doesn't exist anymore. He like found a member and called me like, you guys want to play a show? Like be a band again maybe for the weekend? And I'll give you some money. So that's my Glenn impression.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. It's been coming along. Only I keep being tempted to use it at ProgPower, and then I'm like, this is the last play session. Or I should just go around next year talking like Glenn all year.
Yeah.
I should just turn into Glenn next year.
Hey,
I'll
make
get
a
a
white
white
shirt and a hat.
and then I'll go around saying how much I love all the bands. That'll be hilarious. I really like this band, you guys. You know what's really great about this band? Oh, I slipped into like a different kind of Southern thing. Anyway.
Better be careful, or Vicente will start following you around.
Oh, no, I don't want that.
I'll go as Jen.
But yeah, so, right. So it's this difference between... like, yeah, you got a really good band, and like you got a band, or like here's the perfect example. They just announced Haken for one of the opening nights next year. They just played this year, and like, so now and also like it used to be that you couldn't play 2 years in a row, and so they started using the Thursday night show as a loophole occasionally to get an extra set in for bands they knew that like enough people would still want to see again. But now it's part of the festival. Technically, it's a 4-day festival. And so now you just booked a band that everybody literally just saw. And they don't have, they just put out an album. Like, and they tour the States. So like, they're going to like play around along with that, well, maybe not. It depends on how much they pay him. But, so yeah, I don't know. It's just the whole like recycling bands thing is getting ridiculous. And then like you said, and it's expecting everyone to be excited about it.
We really got to talk about Mercy Falls.
Oh yeah, that's the key thing. Okay, so, right. So the theme of that year. Here are the recurring themes of that year: portable radio, because we were really into yacht rock, and we were really into since other than like the key pillar sets like Pain and Salvation and Leprous, we were really excited about. Everything we weren't really excited about was like fully the opposite end of the spectrum, right?
Yeah.
It was just fully like, who gives a shit? So we're like, so with that in mind, and also we just like had been listening to yacht rock and didn't feel like stopping. I'm sure. Like I was just like, I still don't have like a metal song I want to put on. I want to listen to Steely Dan right now.
Yeah.
So, and for some reason we really got into portable. I think because just a portable radio was almost more of a disco song, really.
Right? But it still rocks really hard.
Right.
Because it's got that drum beat.
Yeah. And so we were really into that. It's what made at the end of the year on Spotify, I got an email saying you listened to this song the most this year, and it was all that weekend. And So Portable Radio, Braindance had just released a video
For Lost.
Lost.
The first track off Master of Disguise, which was their album we'd been waiting for a decade.
Yes.
Which was about 8 years too late, but that's okay.
Yeah, and the song's really good, but the video is pretty amusing.
The video, so this is how I knew the album was coming out, was because Sebastian had posted on Facebook that they needed people like actors for this video or whatever, and I was like, wait, does that mean the album's finally coming out? And it was like this weird thing where he's like, maybe? Like, it's sort of like unintentionally breaking this news, right?
Yeah.
And then, so they made this video, and it's like, it's not good.
Wait,
like,
Braindance, is this the progressive
Dark
wave?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
They're the best progressive dark wave
they
band.
are by far the best progressive dark wave band.
Well, the reason why I ask is I haven't actually been able to find any of their material. So
I have all of it. I have all of it. I have all of it.
I thought you were going to say I haven't been able to find another progressive dark wave band. I was like, there's a funny thing about that.
I have all of it. They put. I know nothing about like visual art, like composition. Like I can spot a Monet, right? Okay, I'm not oblivious, but I don't understand construction of visual art. I understand narrative, like historical narrative and stuff like this, but I can't tell you like, this is how you should assemble anything that you're going to look at. However, I'm very good at spotting things that do not fit the professional mold. And it's like one of those things, if you watch TV, you can tell, you're like, I think they set this setup wrong. And there was a lot of that in this video. They had these really hilarious things. The moment that stands out is that they have this like Egyptian set where the band is playing, because in all metal videos you have to have shots
Right.
of the band standing around playing even though they're not plugged in. And like the singer's not singing into a mic.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing I never get, is sometimes you do see this thing where like the band will have like amps and cables and stuff.
Yeah.
And then you're like, but that dude doesn't have a mic. Like,
Right.
I don't get, like, how is he magical in the forest? So anyway, so they're standing, that Beyond Creation video will never leave my mind. So they have this Egyptian set, and there's like these pillars on it. And there are these shots where it's like, it's a shot of the pillar, and it's not some elaborate pillar with hieroglyphs on it or something. It's a pillar. And you're like, pretty sure that shouldn't be in the frame, let alone the focus of the frame. So anyway, it's a bad video. There's bad acting, but the thing is, the song has this cracking the whip sound, okay?
Yes.
And Sebastian does this like dance move repeatedly throughout the thing, and it looks like he's leaning back and like he's about to roll some dice, but I think it's actually supposed to be like him like cracking the whip, but way too slow to actually make a whip crack. But so it was like, that was like our dance move. It was like, we listened to Portable Radio, we had the brain dance,
we made people watch the video. We found people who said, hey, you know what you gotta see? You see the new Braindance video? Who? Check this shit out. Like, yeah.
Oh, are we losing Kyle?
Yeah, I got to take off.
You gotta go to the airport.
Cool. Well, I think we covered all the